Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. And today I got another breakup story in. And if you have a breakup story, please visit writemac.com. Or if you'd like to book a live coaching session with myself, had too much coffee this morning, sorry. Or the third option is to have a private video with your story sent to only you, not shared with the public. That's a paid service, but a lot of people are happy with it. So you'd send me your story and I'd make a video like this, and it would be more personalized, and you'd have 2 emails to back that up. So this particular story that I'm getting into today involves no contact and anxiety, and anxiety comes up a lot. And some people feel like anxiety is something that they just are born with, or it's just some problem that came out of nowhere. But there's a lot of stuff out there that can combat and work against anxiety. And if you're just getting it one time and it's irregular, that's fine. If you get it regularly, then you should go to a doctor, or you should be getting regular exercise and looking at ways to overcome that, because you can. Okay, so let's get right into this. Hello, coach. My relationship of 1 year and 3 months ended around 1 month and 2 weeks ago. Wow, you like to keep track of time. You're a numbers person. 2 weeks, 3 months, okay? So I implemented no contact at one point. Then my boyfriend contacted me to get back together. Then I fucked it up by having an anxiety attack after I found out he's active on Tinder and already talking to another woman. Okay, if that's unacceptable for you, then that's a deal breaker. But if you guys were broke up, he had every right to be on Tinder and talking to another woman. Once you found out that he was talking to someone else, were you officially back together, or were you just talking again? And you gotta, if that's not something you can let go, maybe you can't get back together. Because if you were together for 1 year, 3 months, it's gonna crush you to think that he was actually talking or possibly seeing someone else. Maybe you won't be able to let that go, and that's a deal breaker moving forward. And if that is, then it's not going to work. You can't be throwing that in his face over and over again. But if you were apart for 1 month and 2 weeks and he put himself on Tinder, he has every right to do that because he's single. From fear, I rejected him. I didn't know how to deal with this. I was already imagining how we'll be together again, and the other woman sending him messages while we're together. Okay, so that's a story you're telling yourself, and that's a story that doesn't serve you. But if you believe that to be true, if you think that's the kind of person he is, then the relationship's not going to work moving forward. You have to forgive and forget. You have to have a chat with him and say, look, we're back together officially. I want to make this relationship work. You called me. You need to lose this other girl. I understand that you were on Tinder. You were talking to other women. That was on your time. Now we're in relationship time. That's how I would put it. I have an anxiety attachment style. He is an avoidant and very stubborn as well. Okay. I understand these terms and people use them, and if you like to use them, that's fine. I don't like labeling yourself. I have an anxiety attachment style. You can overcome anxiety and attachment. You can absolutely overcome it. It's not you. You have to do some work on it. You have to do some work with your identity and your values, but you can overcome it. You are not born that way. Something in your programming when you were young made you this way. He is an avoidant and very stubborn as well. Okay, all right, fine. When people, he's an avoidant, then you put someone in a box and you're like, this is how they are, this is how they act. It's the same thing when you do astrology. I'm an Aquarius. I was born in February. A lot of the things about being an Aquarius, I think, oh yeah, that's true about me. You know, a giving person, this and that. And then I'll look at a Leo or a Sagittarius and I'll be like, oh, I consider myself a leader. So, you can be primarily one of these things, but to box somebody into one thing, sometimes it sets an expectation in the standard. Oh, you're an avoidant, so you're this way. I don't know if it serves you, in my opinion. I mean, I'll have to talk about that in a whole nother video some other time. If that's something you're comfortable with and you believe in, okay. But the idea that I have an anxiety attachment style, I would reframe that to, I'm overcoming my anxiety issues right now and working on them. That would be a better way to frame things. I realize that I get anxiety sometimes, and I want to work on that right now, and I am working on it. And there are ways to work on it. Because anxiety and attachment are always going to plague you, and there's ways to work on it. The main reasons for breaking up was my jealousy and trying to control him, and in his case was the fact that he was too secretive, like getting upset if I try to look into his phone. Okay, this is great that you said this, because Jealousy and trying to control someone is always going to be a recipe for disaster in a relationship. People don't like to be controlled. That's why you don't like to go to jail, okay? Because you're controlled. And I've been in a few relationships myself, and I've never been like, let me look in your phone. I've had maybe once or twice someone say, oh, who texted you? But to look into someone's phone is bad, period. It's a bad relationship tactic. You should trust the other person. Relationships are trust, connection, attraction. And looking into someone's phone. And the thing about jealousy and checking someone's phone, I hope that didn't ruin the sound here. The thing about checking someone's phone and jealousy, okay, is there's moments where you're accusing someone of something they didn't do, and that breeds resentment. And no one likes to be accused of doing something they don't do. And then the other part of that is some people go, well, if I'm going to be accused of it, I might as well do it. All right? I found out that he was talking to some girls. Some conversations were fine, some were ambiguous. He installed Tinder while being with me, and I found out from a female friend he said he didn't use it at the time. Okay, well, you got to decide, is that okay or not okay? And again, do you trust him or you don't trust him? This shady things made me doubt him, and to be honest, I'm not sure if he cheated or not. Well, you'll never know if you don't know. I insulted him many times. This is the thing about when you think, I'm not sure someone cheated. Yeah, you're not sure. So what are you spending time on? Guessing? Estimating? Are you hoping to find that out to make it true? Sometimes when you're jealous and you have these, when you find out someone cheated, it validates your ideas of who they are. I insulted him many times when I caught him lying to me, and now he's very upset on the bad words. He was also blocking me for days and ignoring me to try to avoid responsibilities when fighting. What's his responsibility? I was helping him financially almost from the start. I tried to make his life easier and to be there for him. Okay, if you help him financially, that's on you. If you guys break up after the fact and he doesn't want to pay you back for money, that's an asshole tactic, but that's telling and that's clarity on the kind of person he is. I invested much more in him. I was more attached, and that showed. Okay, you don't want to be in that position again. I kind of feel guilty because I helped a lot to destroy this relationship, but at the same time, I can't trust a man. Bam, right there. I can't trust. Your relationship will never work if you don't trust him. Who does shady things without trying to win my trust? Why does he have to win your trust? You should believe in it. After 8 days of no contact, I broke it again. My anxiety made him send emails. I'm blocked everywhere else. LOL. After I sent them, I regretted it because it was ignored, and then he responded, was very cold, and said he doesn't want anything with me because I insulted him very badly. I will never change, and he doesn't know why I'm still sending a message. You need to go into no contact and work on yourself, period. You're doing things that you're like, oh, I should have sent him a message. Oh, I can't trust him, but I can't leave him alone. You're going back and forth, ping pong in between what you should and shouldn't do and what's right and what's wrong. Right now, you just need to get your head straight, okay? You need to get a journal, write things out, be honest with yourself. I have 10 questions I send to people for a live coaching. I'm going to send those to you. Answer them, please, for yourself. And just get in touch with who you are and what you really want, and work on this issue with anxiety and attachment. And you can work on it. Again, I didn't even read this part yet. My anxiety was like, why did you stop ignoring me now? Because he's avoidant and very stubborn. I'm not sure if he wants something else. My messages were kind of fake, saying I'm much better now. Okay, you never want to be fake, okay? It doesn't feel good. Sleeping great with no boyfriend, talking to other women at the same time, telling him about the good time. LOL. His ego is too big to reach out. I'm not even sure if he cares about me because avoidant attachment is very tricky, and the chance is that he really doesn't give a fuck about me. You need to give a fuck about yourself. Okay? You need to treat yourself better. I think you understand that. A really good book would be The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. He was a good man, generally didn't have problems, but his need to fear of becoming too close with someone pushed me away. You're putting together this story of what happened and why in his eyes, and you don't know what he's thinking and why. You need to focus back on yourself. I'm thinking about him. I love him, but I'm so tired of trying to solve all our problems Solve your own problems, not his. You're no longer are, it's you. And he's just acting like everything is okay and never wants to talk about solving problems. Maybe he doesn't think they're big problems. Maybe they're your problems. He sweeps the problems under the rug and then shit explodes. I'm feeling guilty because maybe I was looking for validation only because he's pretty shy and doesn't like to make his first step with women. It's like he shows interest only when he's very sure that the woman likes him. There's a lot of guys like that. At this point, I kind of lost hope, and no contact is again the best option. Absolutely. What do you think about all this? And thank you for making the option of contacting you available for all of us. You're very welcome. Thank you for saying thank you. I think I've told you what I think of all this. I think to sew this up, go into no contact for you. Work on yourself. You have trust issues with this guy, and I think you have some issues with your values and what you really want. And you need to work on that, and you need some time alone. And you don't do that to get this guy back. You need to just, like I said, start journaling. Start doing some research on dealing with anxiety. I always tell people get your exercise and get your sleep, and that helps a lot with anxiety. You might have some issues from your past that are creating this anxiety attachment style. And what I mean, I'm not saying you're not anxiety attachment style, but how do you want to overcome that? That's the question you have to ask. You don't want to be, that's just who I am and how I am. No, you can change that. Okay, I could help you with that in a live coaching, or you can go a lot of other routes on the web and look for other information. That's completely fine. Like I said, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson is a great book to start with. I would highly recommend. I think you'd like that book. So I hope that helps you. Please visit rightmac.com if you've got a breakup story to tell, or if you'd like to book a live coaching. Thank you for supporting the channel.